Each year, major organizations within the marine industry descend on Washington, D.C. to meet with legislators, initiate conversation, and enact positive change for our industry, whether it's tax reform, amendments to cargo class laws, or to change legislation from within the heart of the American democratic system. I went this year to document the collaboration of a small community as they came together to take on big challenges. I wanted to show the industry at large what these honorable organizations do in advocating for the advancement, protection, and dignity of a niche market. For 3 days, I followed Kitty McGowen and 12 delegates representing the US Superyacht Association as they walked the halls of Congress and spoke on the industry's behalf. This is what your support in these associations enables, for the good of all who work in the marine space. This is the ABC.
Which is why I'm so thankful that we have so many new people coming, is the fact that our industry is working together. So it's not just USSA here on the Hill talking about our own single individual issues. We're talking about working together in tandem with the International Yacht Brokers Association, working in tandem with the Marine Industries Association, with Rhode Island Marine Trade Association, and Massachusetts and Virginia. So wherever there's an issue, we're working together, and it's not just us, they're working with us as well.
Probably the one thing I would say, Viking Yacht Company was the first company I worked in. There was a 10% luxury tax that Congress put in place in the late 80s. It took Viking from like 1,400 employees to 40. And so they hired me as like employee number 41 right out of college. And what I noticed was that and I was selling boats overseas because they weren't selling new boats in the United States because people didn't want to pay the luxury tax. So with every boat I sold, every time I came back to the factory, I saw another 100 cars in the parking lot to build the boat. That doesn't count the crew and the salespeople and the maintenance people, and there's a whole economy around every yacht. So, you know, the big message that I always like to try to send to the politicians up here is, you know, it's not about, you know, focusing on the 1%, whatever. It's about creating jobs, you know. And so with every yacht sold, every boat sold, there's a whole economy around it that goes back. You know, talk about redistribution of wealth. It's the greatest redistribution of wealth. When you have a $1 million or a $10 million, $100 million yacht, 10% of that value goes back into the economy, into jobs, et cetera, every year. Minimum, plus all the other things that come involved around it. So that's kind of the main point I would put out there, you know, talking to congressmen or senators or whatnot. It's all about jobs.
It is.
I think what we've realized, and through the leadership of Tom Domrick, our president, is that we are so small in the grand scheme of things that if we don't work together, we're not going to get anything done.
Well, it's important. Again, you have to mean what you say what you mean, and I believe getting involved is very important. Too many people just complain, but don't get involved. You have to get involved, and when you do, things happen.
It is a great way to learn about the industry broader than our piece of it, because we're all in it together and we all have to support each other.
So what would be your message to other people?
Get involved. It's your industry. Everything works together, and definitely worth the investment.
Okay, I want you to say into the microphone, get involved.
Get involved.